YouTube market. I think this is the most excited I've been for a Market Monday in some time, just because the sheer amount of relevant content we are getting this week. Yeah, we're getting content every single day of the week, but Friday and Sunday. So let's get into it. First off, the Collector Series, and I actually want to go over the cards that released today on Madden. We've got Jalen Johnson at the LTD. I'll be honest, he's a bit expensive. He has me worried for the LTD price in the future because I think the only offer for him to get an LTD is in these step offers. Like, you got to spend $100 or so just to get a chance of pulling him. He's 1.25 mil, and he's not even that good of an LTD in my opinion. And we also have Matthew Stafford. He's like 800K. I don't know who does the abilities for these MUT cards. I swear they snort a line of cocaine and then make the tier 2 buckets, because he gets Bulldozer, Spin Cycle, and Jukebox. Man, we're talking about 37, 38-year-old Matthew Stafford. Don't think he's doing that right now in the NFL, let alone his entire career. And then for your champions, we've got a Jalen Waddle. He's like the cheapest 86 speed stock wide receiver in the game. That's a champion, not a gold, so he'll have at least decent-ish route running, right? Almost hitting those 85 plus thresholds. DeForest Buckner, lower speed D-tackle, but, you know, we need D-tackles in the game. Frankie Louvu, he kind of falls in that category of the low 80 speed Will, Mike, Sam linebackers. Decent zone coverage, okay man coverage. Kind of do it all, but not the best. Wyatt Teller, this makes our second 85 right guard champion in the game, which has lowered that market today a considerable amount, which is good for the game. Mark Andrews, current time right now, he is the fastest tight end in the game. He also gets a pretty good ability in bucket too, which is Playmaker. Playmaker, very, very overpowered last year, and the Playmaker in MUT this year, to start, even though college football is really good, not that good for Mark Andrews, or not for Mark Andrews in MUT this year, or Madden. So having Playmaker is pretty important. And then your last champion is Harrison Smith, 84 speed, 6'2", not the best man coverage, decent zone coverage, good height on him at 6'2". I believe also the Collector Series has a theme team. You get 50 total Collector Series, just points or whatever for the theme team. You get +1 speed. Also, one thing to note, I got this MUT tip when you log in. It says, collect all the champions to exchange for something cool in sets. Now, we don't have that yet, but it might be a thing where, hey, if you collect all the Season 1 Collector Series champions, you get a Super Champion at some time. Hopefully, it's not like months and months of cards needing. It would be cool if it was more short-term, multiple, you know, Super Champion sets. But that is something to note with the Collector Series content. But now, back to the content schedule. We've got Crystal, which we'll go over that content. Actually, we'll just show you. Do I have... Well, no, we'll just scroll up real quick. Here are your your Crystal cards. We've got Pat Surtain, 86 overall, gets a +3 speed from his 85 overall card. Great man coverage, great zone coverage. He's got height, and you'll see on the actual tweet, all these players get all 32 team chems plus 32 team X motivator chemistries. Now, we'll have to see what the motivator chemistries boost, but at the minimum, all 32 team chems, and that is Pat Surtain. And then I'm going to call these cards champions, but I don't think there's going to be a set for these. I'd be very shocked to see there be a set. I think these will be pack-only cards, and they will essentially not be all LTDs, but this Saquon Barkley and the Micah Parsons are going to be very, very expensive. So Saquon Barkley, 85 overall, so it's the same overall as his core elite. This card, though, has +1 speed to his core elite. I haven't checked around at the other stats. Micah Parsons, though, is essentially the exact same stats as his core elite, but again, he's going to get the 32 team chems as well as the 32 team motivator chemistry, so he will be significantly more important than his core elite, but his core elite definitely going to drop down in price. But yeah, these cards, I will say they're probably all going to be priced like LTDs in my opinion. Now, they won't be the most expensive LTDs. We'll get into why that is in MUT Leaks and the pack offers, but these cards, yeah, they look to be really, really good, and I think they're going to be just like chase cards we get every single Tuesday. But that is your Crystal content. Hey, maybe there is sets. We'll see. But I'm not expecting them to be in sets. The 85s, that is. And then back to the content schedule. Team Builders and Team Captains, that is dropping on Wednesday. We'll get into the cards. There's some changes with the Team Builder 85 guys. Preseason Standouts release number 2 is on Thursday. And then finally, Legends on Saturday. Now let's make our way over to MUT League, starting out with your preseason standout champions and LTDs. Now, I do think we're not going to get all these cards in Release 2. I think we get a Release 2.5 like Monday or Tuesday of the upcoming week, just because 3 LTDs and 6 champions is quite a lot. We've been getting pretty much 4 champions, 2 LTDs for every content drop on Thursday so far this year. But here are the upcoming champions. We got Joey Porter Jr., Brian Branch, Ladd McConkey, Ernest Jones, Nick Bolton, and Rashawn Slater. I would probably suggest one of either Ernest Jones or Nick Bolton would be in that 2.5 release since they're both linebackers. But yeah, these are really, really good cards. 2 Chargers, and then Joey Porter Jr. will be a fast, tall corner. Nick Bolton should be one of the fastest linebackers in the game. And then your LTDs are Zay Flowers, Christian Gonzalez, and Jalen Carter. Christian Gonzalez will probably be the best defensive back in the game, considering his 83 has 85 speed. There's a chance he has 87 speed stock on his card. Plus, these cards will all be a part of the standout theme team boost that will be relevant for another week and a half. I think it goes until the 28th, I want to say. So yeah, they'll definitely be a part of the best just general theme team in the game there. So that content, I think, definitely better than the week 1 preseason standout champions and LTDs, in my opinion. We also are getting a tribute Tyrann Mathieu LTD, and that I think is B&D. They said was an 82 or 83 overall version. Don't know. This Tyrann Mathieu actually might get revealed when I'm recording this video, and if it does, I will show the official stats on the screen right now. But we're getting this card probably some point this week, definitely. We just don't know when. Now, I will say, I think we've gotten tribute cards on a Tuesday. Friday, potentially, also would be a good date for Tyrann Mathieu, considering we don't have content on that day. But that is that. Now for your team builder content, the champions from the leaks a few weeks ago are all the same. The only thing they changed out is they removed Rashee Rice, and they replaced him with Cortland Sutton for the AFC West. And they removed Tyrann Mathieu and replaced him with Antoine Winfield. So the win position, we got a receiver. We got that free safety. Also, Team Builders Theme Team. It is new this year. If you get 20 Team Builder cards on your team, just any Team Builder cards, they are going to get +1 speed. So again, that's new to the Team Builder program. And will actually make I would say, the divisional champions even better, assuming they get that Team Builder chemistry on top of their divisional. So they're choose the 104 team chemistries for their division. They'll be able to get +2 speed for a 2020 theme team, of your choosing. And of course, the Masters, still Brock Bowers and Nick Bosa there. We'll see if they get, last year, I think we only got 1 Team Builder Master. This year it's 2, so maybe it's AFC, NFC, all those team chems. We'll have to wait and see what their set is as well. Now, I guess upcoming Collector Series champions, we got, I would assume next week, Colton Miller left tackle, Kevin Byard free safety. The following week, 86 overall, Elton Jenkins and Aziz Al-Shaair will confirm an overall boost going into probably the following Thursday from this week. But then right after that, we got 2 weeks of 87 overalls in JSN, DJ Reader, and then Russell Wilson and Cam Jordan. So potentially only 1 week of 86 overalls, something to keep your eye out on. And then your LTDs, and I don't really know exactly the overalls for these, but Denzel Ward, Travis Kelce, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Quincy Williams. To be honest, the Collector Series, to me, it's just AKA rebranded, and it just makes it to where EA can drop any card. Doesn't need a fancy nickname. They could just drop any card in the game, call it a Collector Series. So it'll be cool content. They should have a lot of variety. They really are not constricted by what cards they release. And then finally, your team captains, which are dropping also this Wednesday. Would expect to be able to get them up to an 85 overall. Yeah, it should be 85 overall since that's the champion level overall, unless I'm missing something from last year. We've got AJ Hawk, Geno Atkins, Greg Olsen, Alex Mack, Michael Crabtree, and Aqib Talib. So a good spread of positions. Only 1 offensive lineman. Would like to have seen 2, but tight end Greg Olsen could be up there with Mark Andrews in terms of speed. And we'll see. Unfortunately, team builders always have lower speed just because they assume people are running a theme team with them, which you are. But we'll see on the stats for the team captains. The other thing I want to... Actually, let's get into MUT first, and then we'll talk about the other thing I want to talk about that MUT League showed today. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on coinbible.gg. Link in the description. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go through a few just bullet points that I wanted to mention in this video. Training Mystery Pack. Do not waste any coins on this offer. I've opened it 10, 15 times. I swear to God, I pulled a 70 plus at 8 out of 9. And the other packs I pulled were the worst of the worst, and I quite possibly got just 70s and maybe max of a 75 overall. Lost. Didn't lose a lot because the pack is, I would say, affordable. It's very, very cheap to open. So you would think like low risk, high ceiling. The high ceiling does not exist on these packs. I promise. Do not waste your time with mystery packs in this game currently. There also are a few other just like one-time training offers Where is it? Like the Collector Series token pack. I wouldn't recommend this. This ends up coming out to around 75,000 coins to pay for. You're mainly just going to get 377s, which is only going to be recouping right around 20,000 coins, if that. So you're essentially spending 50k for 3 weekly spotlight tokens. And weekly spotlight tokens are useful. We'll get into it. They're very, very useful. I love the system they went with. They just aren't worth, 20k a pop, essentially, for them, considering you need 25 of them for a full champion. If they were like, you get about 10k a pop, I'd say that's worth it. But, 20, 30k a pop, not really worth. So, unless you've had good luck, and let me know down in the comments if you had good luck with these 77 plus, because if you pull an 80, like 180 out of these or 280s, then it'd be worth it. But it kind of seems like they're trying to get your coins to eventually just replace or use the weekly spotlight tokens for an eventual BND champion. So I wouldn't waste like just pure liquid coins on the training pack for the collector series as well as the legends token pack. But actually, speaking of the weekly spotlight tokens, this is probably the best thing EA has done within the menus for this year. And I wouldn't really call this menu content. It's more like offline content, which again, the offline content so far has been really, really good. But man, the BND collector series, this is going to work for the collector series content, legends content, and then eventually when we get team of the week content, it will work for that as well. These are only 3 programs that you'll be able to use the weekly champion token, weekly spotlight token. So it's 25 of them to exchange for 1 B&D champions. I don't know if it's just you can only do it once per season. That might be the case, because I've been told from Swift that you'll be able to get 25 of these tokens for free, like not having to spend any coins, no, nothing like that, for free on Wednesday. The reason why we say Wednesday is the field pass. Make sure you guys are keeping up with this field pass. Now, I got to play some online head-to-head to get this done, but these objectives for the XP, they refresh every Wednesday. I think that's shown, is it here? Somewhere in the menus, I can't find them. It says they refresh on Wednesday. I don't know if it shows it. Yeah, it's not going to show it here, but when these refresh on Wednesday, you're able to get a higher level, you're able to get more weekly spotlight tokens, and you'll eventually be able to get 25. Now, when to spend those tokens, I would probably wait until, potentially Legends this Saturday at the earliest. You could hold off and use them when we get 86 overalls, next Thursday, or it would be next Saturday, I guess, would be the earliest time for an 86 overall at the Legend program. Or you could wait for that first Team of the Week release. But either way, it seems to be pretty easy to acquire these tokens, and you can use them throughout. It eventually will be 3 programs. But yeah, it's definitely a cool system they've gone with this year, and something to kind of pay attention to, especially if you're a no money spent player. Really, any player should be, looking to get these each week. And we know champions are going to be like, legends are going to be expensive. The AKA content last year was expensive, so collector series content is going to be expensive. Team of the week is always really, really expensive throughout the week, so you'll be able to get some brand new champions right when they come out. They'll be going for 500, 600k in the heart of the year. You'll be able to get them for free, kind of just collecting them throughout the weeks, which is, again, a really, really cool system from EA. But I think that's all I want to talk about with my notes and stuff. Now let's get into market stuff, because I think the main thing, I've been kind of alluding to this the past few weeks, like whenever we were going to get team builders, like the whole entire market's going to crash. And that, of course, we're getting team builders this week, but that's not all, right? Team captains, every single positional market of the team captains. So that's, of course, center for Alex Mack, tight end for Greg Olsen, D tackle for Geno Atkins. I don't know what position to look at AJ Hawk. He's a Sam, I believe, in cut, so maybe he's a Sam linebacker. Talib and Crabtree won't affect that market too much, since, you need multiple corners, multiple receivers. But like the center market, I think, is the biggest one. Center market, more than likely, gonna tank. It would be on Wednesday when this does drop. So I think I have Jackson Powers Johnson, I think that's his name, right? This card right here, the 85 overall champion. Where is he? Yeah, Jackson Powers Johnson. I probably need to get rid of this card now after seeing the Alex Mack leaks. He's probably still going for around 300k. So yeah, definitely will move off this card 100% before Wednesday. I would recommend, if you have a center like Creed Humphrey, 85 core elite, for example, probably want to move off that card too. But the big other reason why I say the overall market is going to take a big drop this week. So again, we're getting an overall overwhelmingly amount of good champions. Is the offers that coincide with the content dropping tomorrow. I have to get the reply up for Mutt Leaks. And there's actually a few different offers we are getting. For, I guess we also throw in there the Honey Badger, like tribute offers. There's the 82 overall version as well. But, contains one 80 plus or 85 overall elite player with an increased chance of 86 overall Tyrann Mathieu, right? This is going to drop the 85 overall core elite market, but also the champion market a little bit. This offer is a guaranteed 86 Tyrann Mathieu, also supplies 82 overall plus and 83 overall plus elite players. The 83 plus overall elite players is the interesting one because there are no promo 83 overall heroes. That's going straight to core elites and only core elites. So the 83 core elite market and up, right, I think is going to take the biggest hit this week. If you have any of these cards, they're still pretty expensive on the block, man. There's some 83s that go for a lot. They pretty much all go for 90k, at least for the value of training. But I mean, there's still some guys. I mean, Winfield's not the best example because he just got a team builder league. But if we go to like Jalen Hurts or some of the linemen, you know, Kirby, let's see Kirby Joseph if he's still going for 120k plus. Like, there are so many cards. 112. Let me check the D tackle position. That's been one of the more expensive positions. You know, Quinton Williams has been up and down like the past few days, but he's been upwards of 120. Vita Vea is still 100k. Yeah, Matabike's 125. Quarterbacks, of course, Jalen Hurts. Very expensive, right? 190. Even Baker Mayfield, the core elite, is just going for 130. Looks like Stafford is even going for 100k. I know Gibbs is a lot. Gonzo's a lot. What's another position that's pretty expensive? Right edge, left edge. I'm trying to think, like, right, is it right guard that's expensive? No, it's left guard that's expensive. I think Landon Dickerson goes for quite a lot. So if you have these 83 overall and up core elites, yeah, like Dickerson's 100. This actually might be a snipe. 134? It says he goes for 140. You guys want to see a live snipe potentially? Let's see if this is a good deal. 57th minute, so he just got listed. I'm curious. I wonder if I can sell for 179. It says 149 on my GG. And yeah, well, no, that's a different one, no? Oh, nope, it got bought. Yep, I'm rusty, man. I should have bought that. But yeah, 83 overall and up core elites, especially the 83s, and then mainly the 84 and 85s, because we'll get into it. I would move off these cards, man. There's a chance tomorrow, especially if we get Honey Badger on top of the crystal cards tomorrow, there's a chance we see the high-end core elite market absolutely plummet, because these cards, frankly, they're not good. They're just names, and that's why they're expensive, and they're rare. I mean, that's why they're expensive. So once they get supply via packs, which looks to be in the near future, these cards are going to tank. I mean, look at the prices still of these cards. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Micah Parsons now going to get flooded after that announcement, but dude, he's still 700k. But back to the other MUT leaks I want to talk about that we know we're getting tomorrow. It's the Pat Surtain offers with the crystal stuff. So here is one of the offers. Contains your choice of 3 of 4 80 plus overall elite players, 2 of 3 82 plus elite players, more, right, your choice of 2 or 3 83 plus overall elite players, and then a guaranteed Pat Surtain LTD. This offer will probably be $100, maybe at the end of a certain step offer, but either way, more targeting just base elite players, and then at the 83 plus level, right, that's getting 83 and 84 overall elites specifically. There is another one right here. We've got, we don't want to scroll down all the way, 2 80 plus elite players, 2 80 plus platinum elite players, and then 1 80 or 85 overall platinum elite player, and 1 crystal Saquon Barkley. So it looks like there's gonna be individual offers for Saquon, Micah Parsons, Patrick Shane. That's why I don't think there will be a set. I don't think there'll be a set for these cards. But that offer looks to be a little bit more platinum based around there. I want to see, did they ever, I don't think he ever showed a set for them. Yeah, he just talks about the cards and stuff. But yeah, that is like the main like focal point, the reasoning behind. I just think we see the high-end core elite market absolutely tank. We'll see. Maybe those offers are heavily weighted for champions, right? Of course, pregame access champions are really expensive in game because they remove the sets. If we actually just go to sets, you'll notice they've removed pregame access sets. I believe it was this past Thursday, and that's why you saw over the weekend really all pregame access cards, you would say, really go up in price. So there's a chance that they come back down because they could be heavily weighted right in that 83 plus overall. Or I think there was an 85 offer for just like an elite player. Still with the Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah, it was an 85 or with a chance of pulling the 86 overall Tyrann Mathieu. So yeah, definitely can see the pregame access cards coming down in price. Preseason standouts aren't that expensive, so they don't really have, you know, too much wiggle room for them. But yeah, this is, I think, the week we see that early game inflation for certain positions and certain individual core elites, meaning like really in this game, it's all the high-end 83 plus core elites, I think we see that market absolutely crumble with the result of all the content coming out this week that's really nailing every single position, as well as the offers we're getting from this week. So yeah, I guess take that for what it is, which is probably don't look to buy any cards, and if you have any super overpriced core elites, sell them. If you have any pregame access champions that are still 350, 400k like Joe Alt, I don't know if Robert Hunt is still 350k, sell them. Because there's a good chance, yeah, they might not individually go down 100 200k this week, but you'll probably be able to buy a player at that same position for 100 or 200k cheaper at the same overall. So be patient. You only have to be patient for one day. We should get the market start to drop tomorrow. And again, Tuesday, Wednesday is usually like the cheapest days throughout the week. Whereas over the week when people are buying their teams for Gauntlet, well, it was Weekend League and Champions, they would go up. So be patient with the market for right now, but there should be great buying times really over the next 2 days, I would say, before we get into that kind of weekend-ish content. But I think that's all I wanted to go over for Market Monday. Again, fuck ton of content this week, man. We'll see how they organize the crystal content tomorrow. I think it's just going to be pack-based only content, but with pack-based only content, people are going to open packs for what looks to be like the best cards in the game, and hopefully as a result of that, the rest of the market goes down. So, you know, there's a benefit for those that don't want to spend money. But I will see you guys all in the next video. Until then, peace.